resurgence, mental health, bullshit. Yes, you may not have heard me with that style of an intro since that fateful night in 2016, where I was both smart enough and dumb enough to set a network record for longest podcast. If you're watching and listening tonight, no need to fear. I ain't going that long, at least not sober. Welcome back to the grand return of Point of Viewer. I'm Viewer himself, and it actually feels good to be back in the saddle. I really do have to admit, it's been many, many years, and one of the two disembodied voices that you're about to hear actually convinced me to start doing this again. So if you love it, they will both be getting just as much credit. If you don't, send all of your hate mail to Mr. Hate Mail himself at s.garmer@gmail.com. Because I ain't got time for that.
Some things never change.
Well, I mean,
To quote the great city of Atlanta, resurgence, motherfuckers, we come back.
Tell that to the Thrashers.
I mean, it's not their fault that the city of Atlanta had two hockey teams and both of them relocated to Canada.
I was tempted to do a Scott Farrell impersonation, but I'd like to have a voice for the rest of this podcast.
I'm about to say,
Look,
yeah,
at least we're not. At least this isn't. Next week's Life is Like a Game Show episode where I have to do Michael Berger. Okay.
You're the one who kept teasing the damn thing.
Look, I don't know. It's a gimmick that I enjoy doing. Okay, and I get to actually explain it next week.
Well, again, I mean, there are a lot of gimmicks and things that I like to enjoy doing, but I haven't been doing them in months. So here we are now, aren't we?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm being nice and not blowing out your fucking eardrums by doing it.
Oh, please. Besides, I've blown out other eardrums. I've had things blown on me. Circle of life equivalents, yada, yada, yada.
Have you ever done it in the ear style, though?
Wait, what? Oh, jeez. The robot thing is back.
I was going to say, he is taking his role as a disembodied voice very seriously.
Okay, let's try that again. Can you hear me now?
No.
Yes.
I'm being a smart ass. That's my job on this show, to be the resident smart ass.
I'm the resident smart ass. It's my show.
I have no idea.
You do it to me on League to the Max, motherfucker. It's time for some goddamn payback.
You know, normally I'd refute this, but yeah, I really can't.
You're damn right you can't, motherfucker.
Yeah,
no.
Family show? Hell no, this ain't a family show. Yeah, I don't fuck with that round these parts.
Buy another one, you rich motherfucker. I don't know why, but that just came to mind and I had to say it.
I don't fuck with you and all the shit you do. I ain't fucking with you.
Now I know exactly why I came back. See, it's this right here. This. All of these sorts of things. So, for the, I don't know, maybe 5 of you who will watch this or listen to this within the next few weeks of wondering where the fuck I've been in all this time, well, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. Shit was going decent. Had a job even though it sucked. Got laid off of said job. Might have said things about certain job now that severance is long past. Been going through some shit personally. Examining my state here as a tiny speck in the macrocosm that is the universe. And for those of you who may have watched or listened to the latest episode of League to the Max, yes, if you've ever discovered things like the realm of a Hawking radiation, 2 particles and an eternal pas de deux just past the event horizon of a black hole out in the depths of space. And then one of them also happens to get sucked up, never to be seen again. the other lone particle without a partner whatsoever, waiting until their time in existence, however short of a blip it may be, vanishes. Yeah, that part has pretty much been me the last week. So, when things like that happen, and I take a good long look at myself as I do, and 9/10 of the time I feel like shit as I do. But luckily, I have some people who kind of helped with that life raft and a rope to kind of pull me out of it. So I'm not the, Jack on the frozen door in the sea in the Titanic moment, that kind of a situation, which
That bitch
allegedly is
could
a
have
good thing.
moved.
Yeah, no, that bitch totally could have fucking moved out of the way. She was just being greedy.
Well,
Although
obviously,
I tell you what, Cher put out a fucking new song not too long ago, and man, she can still sing.
well, I mean, duh. The woman's always had talent, not to mention she can sing and still rock ass tattoos well into her 70s.
Well, you know what it is? She looks the goddamn same as she did when she was 30.
Yeah, I don't know what fucking, magic voodoo bullshit she's on, but goddamn, I need some of it.
Botox. And a shit ton of it.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong in that particular sentiment, especially as long as you get the good Botox.
She got that Hollywood good going for her.
Well, I mean, yeah, when you're an icon like she is, you have those few extra doors open.
Almost think Bono could have gotten the same advice about trees.
And for the first one in our return, and yes, it is a network-wide gimmick, everybody, so get used to it.
I was gonna say that's a network thing. Like, fuck it.
And since we're disembodied voices, we can't vote.
Exactly.
No, I mean, I could vote. Y'all, I don't think the viewership just wants to see me. I mean, this is not,
Well, I mean, if you have that fuzzy hat like you would do in your photo, which I'm not going to show the general populace, then
why
yes.
not? I loved that fuzzy hat. I'm sad that I no longer have the fuzzy hat.
Why do you no longer have the fuzzy hat?
The fuzzy hat was accidentally destroyed.
How was it accidentally destroyed?
Somebody partied a little too hardy at a convention.
Okay, that checks out.
It went out. It went out in a manner befitting how it lived.
If I wasn't around, and I know that I wasn't, no, it didn't. Not entirely.
It went out in a damn good manner.
Yeah, now a damn good manner, okay. But a manner in which was worthy of that it lived, nah.
I mean, okay, sure. Dan Southworth, hentai panel, there may be pictures. Okay, sure. But still.
Wait, what's this about hentai? What did I come back into?
Now, see, again, if something like this were to happen at Dragon Con and I were in charge of that fuzzy hat, there would have been actual three-dimensional real-life titties involved. I would plan for it.
Who said there wasn't real-life titties involved in the hentai panel?
We do need more titties. Life needs more titties.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong, but then again, you also have no right to talk given your situation, disembodied voice number 2.
I'm pretty sure they can figure out who's who here.
God, I hope so, with the amount of shit I spew out on this network these days.
Well, you never know. As they say, sometimes you don't have people who cross demographics like that. Like crossing the streams in Ghostbusters or when you're outside taking a piss in the snow. Yeah, you can create a crossword puzzle with your name, but would it really be effective?
I always try to sign my name when I have the opportunity to do so.
You know, I've never seen snow.
Well, yeah, because you live in fucking Florida.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me that I'm a Florida native. You ass, wonderful. Thanks, I really appreciated that.
He lives
I needed that in my life today.
he lives in the part of Florida where it doesn't snow.
Yeah, I gathered. I live in the part of where I live. Fuck it, they know who I am at this point. I live in the part of Ohio where we got like 16 inches of snow a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that's because it's Ohio. And pretty much anywhere in that part of the country the last 2 weeks has gotten a whole bunch of snow. What the 27 8x10 color glossy photographs with circles and arrows and a paragraph on the back of each one explaining what each one was to be used as evidence against you. Somehow
How was it? How was it?
Are we rewinding a moment to the Dan Southworth thing? Because I feel like that was a rewind to the Dan Southworth thing.
That would be my entire guess.
Can I toss out a conversation from the pre-show even?
Yeah, fuck it.
Stafu.
See, as it was confirmed, Alice's restaurant
Oh.
and the fuzzy hat.
Yeah, why am I not surprised?
This is who you're. Yeah, there's been conversations.
Why am
So-
I not surprised that he would make a fucking Alice's restaurant reference?
It's him. How long have we known him?
You've actually known him longer than I have. technically.
Exactly.
You're both newbies in my world. You more so than him.
I mean, also fair.
I mean, Eric's been in my world now for about 5 years.
5 going on 6.
We'll figure out what's going on with that too.
Yeah.
Is he really trying to make a match game reference right now?
Yes, he is. Ignore him.
Can you
I
just
ain't
save it for
biting.
next week?
I ain't biting.
We'll
I ain't
plug it at
biting.
the plug it at the end of the show. This show is reserved for a
Yeah.
different kind of plugging.
See, you already getting it.
Yeah, I mean, Broadhurst, you're a fucking natural.
So,
Well, you should
Not,
also
to be confused with fucking naturals.
Well, I mean, again,
I prefer them to fake.
look, it's like Joe Rogan once said on the Man Show before he got all
I was
fucked in
going
the
to
head on
say,
his own podcast.
yeah, he is like that. Talk about somebody who drank too much of the fucking Mexico water.
Yeah, but as he said on the Man Show back when he was, sane, if I can touch them, they're real. Done and dusted.
Wait a minute. We're actually trying to state that Joe Rogan was sane at one point because I'm not fully sure that I buy that.
Believe it or not, yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, believe it or not, yeah, the man was kind of sane.
I did enjoy Jimmy Kimmel and Adam Carolla on the Man Show, though.
Granted, they were better, just like Adam Carolla was better with Dr. Drew on Loveline, other than the guy that he eventually replaced, The original pairings work.
I will say this much. I thought Kimmel was better on When Ben Finds Money, which is a show we'll eventually have to get to.
Speaking of talk show hosts, I have to say, have you guys seen Fallon's new game show?
No,
I know this Life is like a game show, but
that's my jam.
Yeah, I thought it was actually pretty good.
Wait, this is Life is like game show now?
No.
Shut the fuck up, Jonathan.
Actually, no. They're stalling and keeping everything friendly before I get into my gangbang story.
It got real silent real quick.
Yeah, I was
Now
gonna say,
that
that's how you shut up the whole fucking everything real fast, real quick.
Now that I've pulled out my first Dave Attell conversation stopper out of the way, yeah. And believe me, that's probably going to be a story. That and another one that I mentioned previously that I'll get into next week.
On behalf of Penn and Teller, this is bullshit.
You're listening to Viewer and Broadhurst's bullshit. with special disembodied voice and
Viewer discretion advised, but will be ignored.
Heavily.
Viewers'
Heavily.
discretion does not exist.
No, discretion? What? You're just lucky that I'm not consuming substances on this show because of monetization and
come
trying
Come
to
on,
get
I don't get
sponsors.
a monkey. I don't get a monkey for that. I thought that was pretty damn good. Okay.
All right, fine. You happy now?
Let the man spank his monkey, Eric.
Well, I mean,
you better not say what I think you're gonna say, motherfucker, because I have no problem finding a hat. I know where you live.
all I was gonna ask was about different time zones. I mean, I've been looking up different stuff in Hong Kong, and Hong Kong happens to be right by Taiwan. I mean, geography, Southeast Asia.
Yeah. Fort Caroline ring a bell, buddy? Do you want me to get more specific?
Oh, you ass. Oh, you ass.
I was gonna make a potentially slight, I guess one could argue potentially slightly racist joke there, and decided not to make it. Because apparently this game show is about.
I preface my racist jokes, and I've known. I would like to say I have known Eric long enough that we have that kind of friendship where I'm okay to get away with one or two every now and again.
That's all good.
If I said this shit on any other fucking podcast or network or anywhere else, I'd get my ass fucking cancel cultured faster than you could say. I don't know who got cancel cultured recently. There's too many now. Fucking days.
What, cancel culture faster than Joss Whedon? Or saying that you would love to hate fuck Kirsten Cinema? Granted, all things fly around these parts. Yeah.
Wait, who the fuck said they would hate fuck Kristen Cinema?
That'd be me.
Who the fuck is Kristen Cinema?
Senator Kirsten Cinema from Arizona?
That one senator that keeps fucking gumming up the works for the whole goddamn country.
What?
I mean, let's get into brass tacks here. Politically, she is a total abject bitch who started out her career in the Green Party, and then all of a sudden, magically, as she got further and further up the political ladder, took a hard turn all the way to the right. Say what you want about the ratchet system and everything else, and even for those blue dog Democrats like Joe Manchin himself, she doesn't qualify for that. But then on the other hand, the glasses, wigs, skirts, bisexual, she does triathlons. It's like, I mean, if it were me involved in any kind of parody porn, I would gladly slide right in there, per se.
That's an image I really didn't want in my head right now.
Well,
what's the meme the kids are saying these days? Rent free. That's gonna live rent free in my head for a couple days, probably.
You're welcome.
No,
you're welcome.
No,
I missed something, and I feel like I should be thankful for it.
Yes, very much yes.
My internet decided to take a shit, so I had to reset.
You got lucky.
Well, all I was just explaining was a little bit of politics.
And this asshole's going to say it again.
I'm not going to say the whole thing. It's just...
How's the name spelled?
And...
You sound like Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto.
And if it weren't under threat of getting DMCA'd, I would probably play a bit of that song. But, again... We've already got too many copyright claims on our videos, so...
I'm sorry. I thought it was a good idea to play Earth, Wind, and Fire to kick off the fucking show because it was used as a fucking pilot theme.
Copyright claims, not
yes, I know what the hell the fucking difference is.
But
Eric,
Yes.
Point is I am responsible for a couple of them, and it does not make me feel good.
Well, I mean, to be fair, at least Sony changed their minds on Facebook, and we didn't have any problems whatsoever when we got to YouTube.
I can see where you're coming from with said hate fuck.
See what I mean? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, we'd have to find a gag for the bitch's mouth to keep her quiet, but
between you and I, we can find a good one. Maybe even one of those ones that's also a jawbreaker.
she'd have to keep it in there for a while. Hey, that might do us all a favor.
See? Go ahead and
can we get one of those, things where if she doesn't vote yes, it like shocks her or whatever? Can we go down that lane as well?
I mean, a combination shocker and vibrator, it would give new meaning to being able to watch C-SPAN with some extra entertainment. I have experience with a couple
all
of
I'm
those.
I'm saying is that there are Bluetooth remote controlled vibrators out there.
I'm well aware. I just said I have experience with them.
I am reminded of the scene from Van Wilder freshman year with the girls in the church and the vibrators on the pew.
Yeah, and there was what were they? Swedish, Icelandic girl group that there's a video to where they sing one of their hit songs and they're all being controlled by them. Boy, would I love to be a puppet master in one of those situations.
If you could see the look on my face right now.
Okay, I
remember the look on my face from the pre-show when you said that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much the same exact one.
Yeah, prepare to have that look a lot.
I'm a little disappointed that nobody put over my tattoo reference.
I didn't even hear the tattoo reference.
No. You want to hear some? You want to know about some fucked up shit? I'm gonna find the video. Oh God, I can't type Russian.
This is about. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could probably get a translator.
No. Thankfully, I have it in my iTunes and I can copy it from there.
I'm about to say, because I deleted a lot of my Russian porn channels from Telegram.
No, it's not. It's not Russian porn, although it probably should be.
So what are you more into like the Asian bitches these days, Eric? How's that working out?
Don't you even say it. Don't you even say it, motherfucker. Don't you even say it. I will drop the N-word on you.
Did I just walk into something that I wasn't aware of? I think I broke Eric.
Oh, that was perfect. Oh, that was perfect. Yes, it's good to be back.
I told you, motherfucker. I motherfucking told you.
All
right, come on. I know I can fucking find this. Okay, here we go. Is this the one? I think this is the one.
Is it the one?
I don't know. Give me like 2 minutes and I'll fucking tell you.
Well, I mean, if you're only gonna take 2 minutes, be sure that you
not
have
that kind of 2 minutes. Yeah.
Hey, sometimes you got to hit it quick, man.
I mean, you're not wrong, but no.
I've done that before myself.
All right, fuck it. I'm copying this shit from goddamn iTunes.
What?
Okay, I copied the wrong one from iTunes.
Yeah, because you're on a run for copying the wrong shit from places lately.
Look, you shut your filthy whore mouth.
Had to pause for a second there, didn't you?
The BC Center for Disease Control added new recommendations.
Okay. I have a thing, and I'm posting it in the chat.
I cannot load that on my computer, but I can try to load it on my phone while we're doing this.
That's from YouTube.
Yeah,
You
but if
wanna
I try
talk
to load
about
a
weird shit, it is a music video of this uh, Russian pop duo that did a music video where they started off fully clothed. They got out of they got out of the car at this like mall essentially, and at the end of the music video they were fully naked.
so basically it turns into an episode of Naked News.
Yeah, except censored.
Yeah, sad. I mean, it's on YouTube. The uncensored version does exist. I would have to re-find it. Which I'm sure I probably could, given my knack for finding obscure things in corners
Is
of the internet.
is the band female,
This
male,
has
or mixed?
and this has been proven.
I will ask again: is the band female, male, or mixed?
Yeah, well, since we're already down this rabbit hole, why the fuck not, shall we?
Wait, what are we talking about now?
I'm so confused.
Yeah, me too. Because you said something and you went Mr. Roboto, and I didn't hear shit, and now I'm confused.
I asked if the band was female, male, or mixed.
Oh, it's two fucking hot ass fucking Russian girls.
And I'm telling you, judging by the size of those censor bars, quite a nice ass we've got going on here.
Oh, this is from fucking 2010. The censorship was a lot worse than it is now. Like nowadays, they probably could have gotten away with showing a hell of a lot more ass.
Well, I mean, hell, if you have something like this, why didn't they just go up to Red Square and suck off Putin? They wouldn't have had to worry about a thing.
The other one has nicer tits, though.
I agree.
That music's actually pretty good. I've listened to some of their other. This is actually not the first song I heard by them. I heard a different one first that had a very BDSM-y vibe to it.
Well, obviously.
This song right here has a very EDM vibe to it based on the little clip that Watkins just played.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, when you're looking at Russian music...
Here's the first video that I found of them. Okay, there we go. And you can see why I say it has a very BDSM-y vibe to it.
You're setting a high bar. But I was originally going to say, if you're looking at Russian techno and house music and other parts of those specific subgenres, yeah, that's pretty much the thing that they're going for.
I was gonna say we could sit here and talk about fucking EDM music. I mean, I'm not saying I was involved in a culture when I was younger, but there were things.
First of all, again, there is no shame here. Second of all, yeah, I can see where your head is at with this one.
I'm half expecting her to whip her with the ponytail.
Yeah, that's why I said you can see what I mean when I say it's got a BDSM vibe to it. Apparently, I remember Googling the lyrics and seeing the translated lyrics once, and they are like ungodly sexual.
Well, I mean, again, the band's name is Nikita, as in that infamous piece of literature and TV and film work, La Femme Nikita. So
yeah, I mean this is about the right time frame for that. Yeah.
So you kind of see
better time.
Oh God, was it ever?
If I could be as old as I am now, but back then, I would be a happy person.
You know what? Same. Oh boy, so many jokes that not worth repeating that I'm getting in the comments section. Feels good to have the power to do that. A simpler time when I could say more, do more stuff, dealing with more cream pies and everything. This is why I say it's times like this and also dark Reddit that are a saving grace too.
I will admit, for the shit that I gave dark Reddit recently, and dark Reddit ain't that bad. I just don't like Reddit, the site's layout. I don't like its UI.
And again, that is entirely fine. Using it on my PC, versus using it on my phone, especially the chat system. It's a buggy experience. I will give credit for that.
The chat system on a phone is a pain in the ass.
Anything on phone is a pain in the ass. Nobody fucking designs phone first these days. Actually, nobody's ever designed phone first, period, unless they wanted to exclusively be a mobile app. Anybody
No,
who's fucking ported over their website code, whatever, for mobile use has always just said, okay, we're gonna do a shitty port, and that's the end of it.
oh, or you have shitty software and things to begin with, and then you design it even shittier based upon just certain mobile phones. I mean, when you're doing things like designing websites and all of your software is optimized for Internet Explorer, that's a thing.
Yeah, you're
Well,
not wrong.
more to the point is Internet Explorer still a thing.
Yeah.
Yes, Internet Explorer actually is still a thing. It's still Microsoft won't fucking admit to it, but they're still supporting it,
Mm-hmm.
and even still developing for it. Simply because there is so much American backbone infrastructure that runs on old software and old hardware. And you're probably thinking, well, why do they run on old software and old hardware? This is 2022. Get with the fucking times, man. We got fucking, NVIDIA graphics cards that can do all sorts of shit, and the technology is so advanced. And I give you one wonderful answer to that question, or to that statement. The government likes reliability. What is proven reliable and won't break? Old shit.
Not to mention, when you have a company that's in the business and had been in the business for many, many years of designing websites for businesses, why bother upgrading from Windows 7 even though the support was about to expire?
I mean, I'm running Windows. I'm my old tablet. I'm running Windows 7. My old laptop.
Well, yeah,
Honestly, as much I'm probably, I may get called blasphemous for this, but I actually miss Windows XP. I think Windows XP was the best Microsoft operating system to be released.
I absolutely agree with that. My original desktop computer ran XP, and it ran XP flawlessly.
yeah, I no qualms whatsoever between myself and XP. I
XP
mean,
was like just so well designed, right? Like
oh yeah,
when it came out, they got the backwards compatibility just right. Nowadays, backwards compatibility? Ha, you're funny. This is 2022. Nobody backwards compatibilizes for shit now.
well, that's because with backwards compatibility, you've got to understand you're not focusing on, ooh, backwards compatibility using for older stuff. It's all right, everybody's got to catch up because we're going to design one OS to be operated across all devices. Hence why Windows 11 looks the way it does.
I haven't done anything.
It's it comes down to one simple term. Plant. Ooh, excuse me. Energy drink coming back to haunt me. Planned obsolescence.
You're correct.
Because what happens if these tech companies don't find a way to, make you want to spend money?
You
They
won't
go
spend
out of
money.
business.
Exactly.
That's why Microsoft, nobody's fucking realized it until like just a couple of weeks ago, like months kind of, especially now that they're, buying out Activision, which thank fuck for that. All I'm going to say is if you're going to do degenerate shit like Bobby Kotick did, at least have the decency to do it behind closed doors where people
Again,
won't find out and
again,
fucking ruin your career.
if you're gonna be a degenerate like myself, exercise at least a modicum of discretion. Times, places, video cameras, internet sites.
Viewer discretion encouraged. We
Of
may have a
course.
point of viewer first.
Of course. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and tell the masses, hey, check out my OnlyFans. But if you do, especially when I create my VIP page, you're helping me out. And I appreciate that.
I'm helping you create a VIP page. Oh boy.
No, you're not helping me create a VIP page. I'm going to be creating a VIP page. But if anybody were to happen to join either my free or soon to be VIP page on OnlyFans, you'd be helping me out with the cut of the money. Not to mention help me get clout. So when I say, hey, I am a content creator, I would like to collaborate with you. Let us perform this on film. I am even more legitimate than I already am.
I mean, you were already too legit to quit, but
Well, yeah, thanks to the other disembodied voice who is still having technical issues.
no love for the MC Hammer reference.
Not this time. No.
I wasn't asking for a monkey. I'm just.
I know you
not
weren't
even-
I know you weren't asking for a monkey, but it's still no.
Damn, tough crowd tonight.
I mean, look, if you go ahead and you can bust out the full pants and do the hammered pants dance, great. That's more legit in my eyes.
You know, there may have been a time in my youth. Yes, I can't believe I'm saying that.
Not to
There may
say
have
you're
been
younger than
times-
I am, you
There may have been a
fucker.
time. Yeah. I'll rub that in for sure, buddy.
You know, I'm
There-
the one with a gray beard and already contemplating getting a Gandalf pipe.
You youngins
Gandalf
need to
pipe, you
shut
need
the
to just-
fuck up.
You just get the Gandalf cane. You have
No,
no
I'm pretty
power
sure-
here.
I'm
It's
pretty sure he's going to end up
fucking
rocking a pip cane sooner rather than later.
Especially a modified pimp cane that would be just like I like it, that I could use for certain things in case of emergencies. Yes, I will gladly get one of those.
Half pimp cane, half actual cane.
More like half pimp cane, half sword, or half other kind of weapon I can modify it to.
Oh, you don't want a sword cane. You trust me. You don't want a sword cane.
This is some
I
cane
mean,
shit.
you want to talk about weaponry? We could talk about weaponry, okay?
Well, I wasn't thinking so much cane sword. That's secondarily. If I could have it like more cane gun, that would be more applicable.
Again, we're talking some Kingsman shit here.
See?
Again, gentlemen, we could talk about weaponry, okay? Like this is you're venturing into a subject area of expertise for me.
Well, look, there's a few custom things in my life that I would like to own and have designed. Maybe some tweaks on Otto Solera 500L small passenger jet. A car that is more functional like a Nobe, but looks like an old checker cab. A house, a 3-bedroom with, recording studio and area for stripper pole that is entirely fashioned by Boxable. Customization is my thing. That's one of my life goals. If you were to happen to be with your expertise, customize something like that for me at some point in the intermediate to slightly farther than intermediate future, I would not object whatsoever.
The technical expertise on weaponry can be lent.
Weaponry?
As always.
Did he just turn into Barry Kripke?
No, I said weaponry.
Sorry, Big Bang reference. My apologies, Eric, and how much you hate that show.
You must have gone Roboto again.
I said there was a Barry Kripke reference. Sorry, Big Bang, and how much Eric hates that show.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, so you got me there.
It's forgivable.
Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
Like I said, it's forgivable. At
Yeah,
least
I
you know the
never-
reasons behind my hatred of that show.
I never liked Big Bang. I never liked Big Bang Theory.
I quit it. But in fairness, I've always liked I've always liked the guy who played Leonard back when he was on Roseanne.
Well, yeah.
Young Sheldon's pretty good though.
Say what?
I said I like Young Sheldon.
Hit and miss to me.
Oh no, don't get. There's definitely been some hit and miss moments in the series, yeah. But I mean, I will actually watch Young Sheldon as opposed to The Big Bang Theory.
Well, hopefully, me and Bialik moves over to Young Sheldon so we can get her the fuck away from Jeopardy.
I mean, we might be getting closer to that. I don't know. I mean, naturally, they're starting to pimp up the National Collegiate Championships.
Well, have you heard that thanks to Schneider, Jeopardy ratings are at an all-time high. Like
See,
they're starting to rival Jennings's ratings.
yes, because especially now that she's tied Amodio's record. This is the kind of thing I'm talking about. People love seeing hot streaks.
I actually read an interesting article about the gamification of Jeopardy. Like the gambling style gamification of Jeopardy, written by a former 5-day winner in the old rules format, who is also a professor at the Naval War College.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
an interesting. It was an interest. I think it was in Vanity Fair. I don't know. It came up on my Apple News one morning. I think it was yesterday. It was an interesting read, and I kind of have to somewhat disagree, or somewhat agree with the whole bring the old rules back thing, right? Like, I like the whole okay, we'll garner as much viewership as we can out of somebody on a hot streak, but I agree with some of the points that they made in the game of Jeopardy. Part of Jeopardy is knowing the buzzer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you've played for as long as somebody like Amodio, Jennings, Schneider, etc. have, hey, guess what? They've really fucking learned how that buzzer works.
Well, not to mention the fact that even in the lead up to the greatest of all time tournament, what did you see Ken doing? Playing along, practicing buzzer in hand. He
Yeah.
had his timing right. So did James. Brad was just left in the dust. So you're not wrong in that regard whatsoever.
And that's going to be the trick when we go to recreate that for the bonus episode of Life is Like a Game Show, is being able to like get the timing mechanisms down for the buzzing in for
Look,
our
the game show reproduction company has been trying to fix that problem in our own software for God knows how long now.
Yes,
we cannot
with the
get
original fail
sensitivity.
grammar.
We cannot get the sensitivity on the fucking buzzers right, because we have converted. But you remember the Buzz quiz show for PlayStation, Harry?
I do.
Yeah, so those buzzers are USB based, and somebody, not me and not Fail Grammar, wrote an API, um, a set of instructions to actually make it work on computer. But the API wasn't completed, so him and I had to go in and finish it. But even with that API and being able to use those buzzers, we still can't get the precision timing necessary. We still get we get buzz in ties all the time, and it's not just on Jeopardy either.
That's going to make it difficult when we go to do this in person for the bonus episode. Then,
Well, I mean, we're not using the buzzers for the bonus episode, but we've updated the API, and the coding standards have changed dramatically since the last time that show was touched or looked at.
Well, I would hope
It
so, all things considered.
it got retired because of how many fucking issues it kept having. That software kept having. Because fun fact, Jeopardy, outside of like one data table, outside of the data table shell used to house the questions for the game board, that entire show was coded by myself. The only thing that I didn't do was the table code to actually house the questions.
You mean you coded something and it actually ran well?
It ran decent. It wasn't without it. It isn't without its share of bugs. Trust me.
See, damn it, I was trying to give you credit.
Yeah,
over
no,
certain-
I know. But I'm going to be honest. I mean, yes, the software ran, but the biggest problem with it is the buzzers. It is
Yes.
a buzzer dependent show, and I didn't matter what the fuck I did, he did, anybody did. That's just the buzzers aren't fucking working.
Yeah, well, and maybe down the road you get few buzzers, and then you can say, hey, I can actually do shows that work properly the first time.
No.
It's funny, I didn't expect silence with that one.
No, sorry, I was totally zoned out for a second there.
I never really did the enhanced attempts for recreation such as that. I mean, you remember the what was the one game that had the little buzzers that came with it?
Buzz Buzzers or the Buzz Quiz Show for PlayStation?
No, there was like a home game that had like a buzzer that you could press, and it like made different noises. Well, I would always use those when I would do a different variation of Jeopardy or whatever. So that way, each person had their own different sounding buzzer assigned to them when we would play it in person.
It almost sounds like you don't know Jack or something. Of
I was
that
going to
ilk.
say that might be that, but
I used to play Jack on my Xbox 360. I was okay. I do have something that I want to test with you at some point, Eric.
That being
ESPN Sports Trivia game. It's basically a gigantic ass game of bingo with sports trivia.
I'd be down for that.
We'd have to find a proper opponent, however.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that would be a bit tough.
Because it's one of those ones that goes back and forth. If you get the question right, you get the box. If you get it wrong, your opponent gets the box. Similar like MGHS's Hollywood Squares version.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't so much, it didn't matter if it would give the opponent the game or whatever.
man, somebody's been doing their research.
I pay attention to what you tell me to look up when it comes to these shows.
See, he's a quick learner.
I try to be.
Color me impressed.
I'm going to be watching all that shit for the Press Your Luck thing when we get closer to that, too. Literally, I'm going to devote...
I can't fucking find the TV Land documentary to save my life. I know it was on YouTube, and I think it got taken down.
Is it the 2-hour plus one?
No, it's not. I know. I looked it up. I tried looking it up the other night, and it's not that 2-hour plus thing you saw. Apparently, like in 2019, 2020, when the pandemic hit, like all of a sudden the entire world found out who the fuck Michael Larson was, and everybody and their grandmother did a YouTube video on him.
Look, well, I mean, it was Tiger King, Banana Bread, Michael Larson, other stuff. You all had those things.
Thankfully, I apparently missed the Michael Larson thing.
Well, that's because we already knew about the Michael Larson thing. So in my case, during that time, I got to further enjoy my love of Australian rules football.
I still haven't watched Tiger King.
Like I said, I totally missed the Michael Larson craze. I don't know. Maybe it just didn't come up in my social media feeds and stuff because I already know Michael Larson.
Pretty much.
I imagine that's like the only logical thing I can think of.
And as far as not watching Tiger King, as long as you look at that cricket video I sent you, all will be forgiven.
I didn't watch Tiger. I haven't watched Tiger King either, to be honest with you. I'm usually like a year or two behind on whatever the current cultural fad is because I don't have Netflix. That's too expensive, yo, and I don't have anybody who I can leech off of, like most people do. Just trust me, I worked for Hulu for a while. People motherfucking leech that shit.
Oh, yeah, you're not entirely wrong at all. All I'm saying is I feel more than justified having proudly cast my ballot for Joe Exotic in 2016. That's all I'm going to say from there.
It's a better option than most of the candidates we did get.
Exactly. Yet I'm the one always giving shit for voting third party. Now everybody sees.
Okay, what the fuck? I just found
I get to be honest with you. I didn't even vote in 2016. I voted in the primaries, and when I saw the general ticket, I'm like, yeah, no. Because I am independent, right? And this is probably the most you'll see me talk about politics too.
Oh, we're gonna be getting into some shit.
Oh, I know we're
later
gonna be
on
getting
in the
into
year.
some shit, but you know me, I don't normally talk about politics in a public venue.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I usually don't even talk about politics in private venue.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I am a registered independent, which sucks in Florida.
Oh, non-party affiliated. I know exactly what you're going through.
Yeah, you can't vote in primaries in the state of Florida if you don't have a party affiliation. We are
Well,
a closed primary state.
thank you, you old white and in some cases bald snake-looking fuckheads.
I
You
was going to
go
say, are you trying to like insult me at the moment? Because I almost feel personally attacked by that.
Are you Rick Scott?
No.
Then you're not personally attacked. Now are you?
DeSantis and Scott are fucking like old Voldemort and young Voldemort, and they can both go fuck themselves. To quote my two favorite insults to lob at people, they can sit on cactuses and rotate while they suck lemons.
Well, I was going to say suck something else, but it's like I described as the Buffalo Bills were hammering the New York or New England Patriots. As long as
I know what you're gonna go where you're going with that, and honestly, I think they'd enjoy that too much.
well, no, but see, no, they wouldn't, because if you're thinking about this, my exact words were they should just go ahead, cut off their dicks, and shove them so far up their ass that they will be left with nothing but choking upon the taste of their bile and semen, and then you walk over their lifeless bodies bleeding out on the field as you march victorious.
That is extremely graphic and violent, and somehow I don't disagree with it one bit.
See, this is exactly what I mean.
He has a way with words, doesn't he?
He can get like me sometimes. Like Eric will tell you, I can fucking master some goddamn words when I have to.
So you're a master linguist.
Yes.
No, we're both cunning linguists.
And master debaters?
That too.
Yeah.
And somehow I ended up on 3 different podcasts with you fuckers.
You're welcome.
Well, 2 with Brian, 3 with you.
I've appeared on the kickoff. That counts. I think. I don't know. Fuck if I know. Fuck if I know about anything.
Okay. What the fuck is it with Australian game shows and a lot of them, except for maybe 2, being so damn cheap? Seriously.
Look who they have hosting most of them.
Yes.
There's either Ian Turpie, may he rest in peace, because he was actually good, or that other fucking bloke.
But I mean, Sale of the Century wasn't cheap. The original Australian Price is Right wasn't cheap.
Most of these most Australian game shows are either produced or aired on SBS. SBS is like the PBS of Australia. It's like the BBC 3 or BBC 4.
Well, look, I'm not disparaging the good people of Sydney and their broadcasting service, or even those like Ruby May, which, oh my God, her titties. Anyway, wait, where was I going with this?
I was saying that most of these shows are cheap because they're produced by the Australian equivalent of PBS.
Right. That. But, I mean, there's still a lot of good value there to where you could have stepped it up at least a little bit more. I mean, you're not an ABC. You're not 7. You're not 9. You're not 10. but damn it, do something. You two can compete with the likes of Aussie Rules and Rugby League and whatnot.
I mean, okay, sure, you're not wrong, but again, this is SBS we're talking about.
And I'm saying SBS. I mean, you had before Rugby League went more professional and everything.
I
you
mean,
had
I'm glad we're on this as a subject because I'm actually somewhat qualified to talk about Australian networks and television.
as am I, just for different reasons. But I
By
mean,
the way, if you ever want to watch a hysterically funny comedy series, I recommend watching Fat Pizza.
I'm actually going to look into that. Also,
It stars a very fat, very not famous Rebel Wilson.
now I really have to go ahead and look into that.
The chick from Pitch Perfect.
Yes,
Yes.
this is like pre-pitch like this was one of her very absolute first roles. But yeah, no, Polly Fennick is fucking underrated as a fucking television comedian or sitcom comedian, and I'm glad they gave him his show back because the man is not afraid to say what needs to be said, even in fucking 2022.
Well, I mean, we need kind of more people like that nowadays. Another reason why I'm here.
Like you know, as he would put it, he will call a stooge a stooge.
I'm good with that. I am very good with that.
Like I said, I think you would enjoy it immensely. There's also a few episodes because again, this is SBS, so where's the censorship, right?
Yeah.
There's a few episodes. I think they're on YouTube uncensored, believe it or not. Where they actually they do this, like, I don't know how the fuck to describe it. They call it Pizza Live, where they take over the SBS studios and they have a whole bunch of like boys activities like drag racing and men's stunts, and they got chicks walking around with their tits hanging out. Like, you would enjoy it,
You
is what I'm
know,
saying.
Originally I was making some different plans to go to Australia in lieu of going to England. I'm starting to see more of the appeal of this, especially out in Perth.
But yeah, no, fucking Fennec is hilarious. Anybody that says otherwise, no, they can go suck 11.
And since now, kind of keeping in the realm of topics of Australia and stuff, I know I mentioned the cricket video previously. Have you been able to watch it?
Do I honestly look like I've had the opportunity to?
Okay, fair point. But I'm just saying it's going to come up.
Oh no, I know it's going to come up. I'll probably watch it tonight after this is over. But
especially since it's only the main one is like 15 minutes.
Are you referring to that cricket baseball comparison video?
yeah,
that's explaining cricket using baseball terms. Yes.
All right, yeah, I'll have to give it a watch too, and maybe we could hit it next time on Point of Viewer.
Definitely, because I have really.
Because there will be a next time, motherfuckers.
Because I have been really fleshing out and codifying rules of why six-a-side cricket should not have been tossed to the side like it was, and how it could also accompany both minor and major league cricket to make an impact in the United States. Because believe me, especially with the way that baseball is heading in the very short term of this season, we could really see the last season of Brockmire become a reality, just without the whole disputed lands end of times thing. God, that show was hilarious. So yes, you've also been warned of that.
Yeah, no, like I said, you should definitely check out Pizza or Fat Pizza. It's weird. It's everybody knows it as Fat Pizza. Officially, it's called just Pizza, but type it into Google, you'll find it quick.
Yeah, hell, if anything after the show tonight, I'm probably just gonna go ahead and delve in and look it up.
Oh, there's plenty of full episodes on YouTube. I don't think the whole series is up there, but there's definitely more than enough to get your feet wet.
And that's all that really matters. I mean, oh, if I can't get something else wet, I may
I
as
was
well
just
do
about to
that.
say, as long as it's just his feet.
Well, I mean, look,
Yeah,
I can't get any.
perverted, nasty, gross motherfuckers. Y'all need Jesus.
What, Black
I have a
Jesus?
T-shirt that says that. I might have to wear that for a future episode if I'm not a disembodied voice.
Again, all disembodiment on point of viewer is entirely optional.
Without having to put a shirt on.
Well, I mean, look, you're lucky that I'm actually wearing pants right now, so sometimes things happen.
Technically speaking, you are camera adjacent that you wouldn't have to if you didn't want to.
Well, I mean,
Don't give him any ideas.
Yeah, that was probably a mistake on my part.
Yeah.
Granted, I could use that idea, but I still have the heat on, and I'm probably going to be turning the heat off, and it's one of those days to where it's a Florida cold day, so the pants kind of help.
How are you not having Florida cold days? It's been Florida cold all week.
Just yesterday, we were in the...
And you're further fucking north than I am.
Yeah, and just yesterday, it was in the 70s.
I've turned the heat on, like, in the past week, I think 5 out of the 7 days.
Well, yeah,
I've had to turn the heat on.
I'm at 6 out of 7, but that wasn't the point. The point is the fact that, yes, it's happening too. Today, it's just one of those things to where it's even worse. And I think tomorrow, we're not supposed to get out of the 40s.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I know the lead meteorologist, if you will, was mentioning that.
Yeah, it's a bit rough.
But it is what it is.
That's true.
I tell people, it's like, oh, it's December. Why isn't it cold? I'm like, no, we don't. Florida doesn't get cold until like mid-January, early February.
Yeah, I mean, here on average, we average about 15 freezes a year. I mean, we were really at our worst 2010, 2011 when we had 31.
Everybody was at their worst. Hell, I was living in Orlando back then, and I remember when the fucking low in Orlando was 20 degrees.
Case in point. But since then, here, we've barely cracked 10 most years. And as a matter of fact, so far this winter, we've only gotten 2.
Yeah, I'm still almost positive that is the coldest winter that I have experienced on record in my life here in Florida.
That was, I'd say.
And I have to preface that of in Florida because I've been in Georgia in the winter, and God, that was fucking cold.
Well, even with cold winters here in Florida, that was top 3 for me that year. Some of those ones in the 90s were pretty damn brutal.
I don't remember a lot of the ones in the 90s, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah. 19 degrees and icicles this thick on trees. Then in the summer, you had to worry about firestorms.
We had that in Orlando. I remember that in Orlando. There was one year, this was like before right as Celebration was being built. Yes, I live at a time before Google and before Disney's Magic Kingdom and a lot of that shit existed. Epcot, same shit. There was a very nasty firestorm in like Osceola Polk County corridors of I-4, shut the interstate down for like 2-3 days, if I remember correctly.
If I want to say that was probably the one in 95.
I think that sounds about right.
Yeah, because I remember 95, 96, and 98. Those three.
The one I'm pretty sure was the one in 98.
Okay, because I know those 3 years were brutal, and in '95 and '96 during those summers, we happened to be vacationing in Orlando and having to drive down that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I remember seeing on the news that I-4 was closed and there was a just bad firestorm that was coming dangerously close to Disney, and they were panicking that they were going to have to shut Disney World because, Disney World wouldn't close for shit back then.
Hell, even nowadays, they barely wanted to close.
Nowadays they're a lot more like they're not as hesitant to pull the trigger as they were in the 90s. Like now that they've finally gotten past their however many fucking years or days or whatever it was without a park closure, now that they've set that record and they're probably not going to ever come anywhere close to it again.
Well, that not to mention, you don't have people that regularly go down there anymore like they used to.
Yeah, Disney is a dying thing, and honestly, I'm okay with that.
Same. I mean, same.
Like, I love Orlando. Don't get me wrong. It's where I was born and raised. Right. Some of the best memories of my life are take place in Orlando. But God, I hate the tourism. I just absolutely hate the tourism
Well,
because
that's
it's
what.
like I don't understand what the fuck it is with people, but it's like they go on vacation and it's like they forget how to fucking act.
Well, that's because they're on vacation. I mean, they're not like, people like us, to where if we go to Orlando, we're going to be hitting up bars, we're going to be hitting up clubs. We're probably going to go ahead, set aside some extra money, take a trip to the woodshed. We're not us, or they're not us, we're not them. That reminds me, also another
I
reason
was gonna
why.
say, like, what the hell clubs are you thinking about in Orlando? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, Orlando's club scene really ain't that great.
Well, I was mainly thinking about not entirely clubs, but bars, kind of dives and places like that. But then when I was thinking about the woodshed, that also reminded me. Another reason I gotta find my ass down your way is so we can go to the castle and hang out.
Oh, I'm glad you said that while there was a certain person not listening.
Yeah,
What the fuck is the castle?
Just Google it. Just Google it.
you'd
You,
think.
you don't want me to explain.
Oh no, Harry, all three of us would be able to go to the castle. That's all I'm saying.
Is it what I'm thinking it is then?
Yes, just like the
Kind
woodshed in Orlando, except the castle's a bit more intense.
the first of all, the castle is very intense, and I haven't heard of the woodshed. That must be newer?
Oh no, Woodshed's been around a very long time. Just been more underground up until like 5, 10 years ago.
Okay, I was gonna say that's definitely after my time of the knowing the Orlando club scene, because
Oh yeah.
yeah, I knew the Orlando club scene very well at
Oh,
one
even
point in
if you
time.
knew the Orlando club scene, if you weren't already in the know and in that realm, you wouldn't have known about the Woodshed.
Where is this place located
Oh,
again?
I do know this place.
Thank you. I knew you had to
Where
know.
where is the specific location for this? Because Google ain't doing shit to help me here.
What, the castle or the woodshed?
The castle.
Ybor City, isn't it?
Ybor City. Yeah, it's in Ybor.
Okay. And as soon as I typed Ebor, it popped up.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I do know about that place because I know exactly where the fuck that is. That's out Pine Castle.
Thank you. See
No,
again,
I know about the woodshed.
like I said, I knew you had to know.
What? I'd never been there. Not my thing at that particular point in time. Well, no, I should rephrase that. I didn't have anybody that I found suitable to take there. Yeah, we'll go with that. Um, younger me was very debaucherous, and there were things and people and three ways and sisters, and yeah.
Younger me remembers those stories of younger you.
Oh yeah. Um But yeah, no, I had heard about that place. I had just never gone because people told me what it was, and I'm like, that would be interesting if I had someone to go with me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that there are events where it would be fantastic to participate in solo. I mean, I've had that experience more locally, but it's like the old Dutch club, fun for two. It's fun for two or more.
Exactly.
Oh
But
shit!
yeah, no, the castle is fun if you go on the right night and with the right people, and
Oh, yeah.
that's the key with that sort of thing too.
That's why I say the three of us on the right night, we would have a blast, particularly you and I.
Oh yeah, it's been a good minute since I've done.
Well, I think I figured out what we need to do to get you out of your funk, Watkins.
Again, I mean, that plus
You know,
willing.
airplane tickets are pretty fucking cheap right now, Harry. Surprisingly.
My ass has never flown ever, and there's a reason for that.
Don't tell me you're scared of turbulence just like I am.
I'm scared of flying. Period. It's like the one thing I'm afraid of.
I'm gonna be honest with you, flying is not that bad. I just have and I know it's okay. I have two very irrational fears. One I've been able to get over somewhat over the years. The other one probably never gonna happen.
Okay.
Driving over bridges, like actual like some like serious bridges, like fucking Courtney Campbell, etc. kind of bridges.
I'm about to say, with something like that, and
Oh no, I
especially,
hated living in Jacksonville. You remember
yeah,
I hated living in Jacksonville because there's like 6 fucking bridges.
yeah, you have no choice but with how big Jacksonville is to drive over a bridge.
And I always said, take me over, what was it, Phillips? You couldn't see the fucking water because of how high up it was?
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's Phillips. I don't remember. It was
No,
one of the there was one of those bridges that was just so way the fuck high up that you
um,
and it was designed well enough that you couldn't see shit off the sides when you were driving over it.
Dames Point probably.
That's what it was, Dames Point, because I was
Yep.
remembered it was the one that was like always closed.
Well, no, at the time that was the Matthews, but the Dames Point is even higher.
I don't know. Last time I went to Jacksonville, I remember seeing signs for Dames Point being closed,
Yeah, they were
and
working on it.
I'm like, oh, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they've been working on it, but that work was surprisingly very brief. And again, because of where the Dames Point goes, they
Blame COVID.
couldn't. Yeah.
That's like the one good thing that came out of COVID is like all the roadworks projects got sped up like significantly because nobody was fucking driving.
Oh yeah. Nobody here could.
I remember DeSantis on fucking going and touting himself like he's the goddamn grandmaster on TV. Oh, we got all of our road projects done. I-4 Ultimate is 2 years ahead of schedule because nobody's fucking driving. And I authorized them to close lanes on the interstate during the day because of how low traffic is on the interstate. So all of these road projects are, miles ahead of completion because of how wonderful of a fucking governor I am.
Yeah. Tell that to all the bullshit that we've been dealing with SunPass lanes.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I will admit, I have to admit, I am not giving DeSantis the win for fucking I-4 Ultimate being done or even
It
its conception, but
it was just good timing.
I have been on I-4 Ultimate very recently, like December. Or sorry, early January, something along those lines, right? Or actually, yeah, very early January. Wait a minute, no, sorry, back up. No, it was very late December. It was literally within the past 30 days, I can tell you that. Because it was the day we did the pie. It was like very before we did the pie run. Because we had to go to Orlando to Total Wine to pick up our bulk alcohol order. because that's
Yeah,
where we
so
buy the bulk alcohol because they sell it in cases.
that was late December because I helped you do the math for those cases.
Yeah, that was very recent. And I have to say, Completed Ultimate looks very nice.
Yeah.
Like they have done a very good job with that project. I am not giving DeSantis a lick of fucking credit for it though, but it does look very nice. The toll lanes are going to cost an arm and a leg, but it was always planned for the toll lanes to cost an arm and a leg.
Well, yeah, because the toll lanes were bound to come back. I mean, they had them originally around the time I moved down here in 88, 89. That was around the time that they got rid of them. Now they're coming back.
I don't remember. No, I-4 never had toll lanes.
I-4 never specifically did, but areas around it and in places like here in Jacksonville as well, parts of 95 and stuff, there were toll lanes.
Oh no, they've definitely done some. The Central Florida Expressway Authority's done some shit for sure. But yeah, no, the new I-4 Ultimate does look very nice. I was actually ridiculously shocked at how fast I got through the downtown clusterfuck.
Well, not to mention I-4 itself, the roads in general through that clusterfuck. I'm glad that they finally fixed those as well as making all.
Oh yeah, no, they really went in and like capital improvement for sure. Like they completely redesigned exits and stuff. Like there was an eastbound I-4 heading towards Tampa. Oh no, I have that backwards. That is westbound I-4. I was right.
Yeah, I'm about to say westbound.
Westbound I-4 at Orange Blossom Trail. It was the worst hairpin trumpet left exit imaginable, right?
Yeah,
like at least once every 6 months, you would probably find an article or see a news story about a semi truck overturning on that sharp hairpin exit, right?
As if OBT wasn't bad enough.
Especially given the fact that part of OBT where I-4 went is the worst stretch of I-4 ever, or sorry, the worst stretch of OBT ever. Where back in the late 90s, early 2000s, they had to establish an OBT task force because of the amount of prostitution and drugs and just legitimately, you name it, it was there.
Other various debaucherous natures.
Yeah, before I got a chance to enjoy them.
I was gonna say that sounds like Eric's playground back then.
I don't know. I know about some of the shit that went down that you won't hear about on the news, and some of it, Eric might have enjoyed, but the majority of it, yeah, no, it really did need to be cleaned up.
Are you saying too skeezy for Eric?
Yes.
Okay, you know my level of skis.
I do.
You know the different hotel rooms that I have been in.
I do.
Including one where a couple years later, after I was in it, someone was shot, I'm pretty sure, in that very same room.
Yes, trust me, I'm well aware.
So you're setting an awful high bar.
I believe me, I'm aware.
Okay.
I know what I'm saying.
All right. We're just clearing the air.
Yeah, no, this is yeah, no, skis level off the charts.
Yeah, So I would have had to just pick my poison and where to go back in those days.
I don't know. Not so much pick your poison. It's know who has your poison, and make sure you have a gun.
Yeah, even that, it's like a hard pass for me. Not necessarily that I'm anti-gun, but in terms of a technical sense, too many moving parts that can cause too many things to go wrong at an inconvenient time. I ain't about that.
All I will say about firearms ownership is I am not against firearms ownership. I am pro Second Amendment. I am pro firearms. Hell, I'm pro have whatever fucking gun you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Own responsibly. Like, know your weapon, know what it's capable of, know that you are capable of handling that weapon. And also, and this is kind of contrary to what I just said about being pro gun, pro Second Amendment, but if the government has banned a gun or restricted a gun it's probably for a very damn good reason.
I'm the same way. Again, you can go ahead, you can tout all your guns and ammo and call it freedom and yada yada yada. If you're not batshit crazy, fine by me. If you know what you're doing, the kind of power that you yield, I'm for it. Do whatever you want. It's just with me, I see it differently. Again, from a technical sense, too many moving parts.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I don't I have my concealed permit. I could carry if I want to. A lot of people are surprised, given my former line of work, that I don't carry on a regular basis, but I don't feel the need to, right? If I know I am going into a situation where it is probably a good idea for me to have a weapon, then yes, I will carry one. But other than that, no. I have seen, even, with the best manufactured weapons out there, accidents happen, negligent discharge happens,
Yep.
and it's just it's not worth the hassle, right? Because also the pain in the ass, I don't care who the fuck you are, and we can talk about, white privilege and all that other bullshit, later
Which,
on, but
which, believe me, after hearing about Clarence Thomas and his wife, we'll be getting to that.
um I don't care who the fuck you are. If a cop stops you and you have a gun on you, you're gonna be held up for a while, and you're gonna get a lot of questions asked.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. And if that's if you're lucky.
Yeah,
Oi.
because that's
So,
the other reason why I don't carry is I don't want to say law enforcement is too trigger happy these days, but
I will go ahead and say it. Law enforcement has gotten way too fucking trigger happy. And then you've got your average dumbasses out there in different places. Like,
the
say,
I think the problem with law enforcement is we used to have good use of force policies in this country, right?
mhm.
And somewhere down the line in like the late 2000s, early 2010s, they just started going out the window.
Well, that's because that's around the time where you got more and more weaponized and under the table, more and more privatized. You know how many private companies go ahead and donate to police forces around the
Oh
country
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm aware.
just so they can have their own departments and do dirty work? And then all of a sudden, all these weapons and everything show up. And it's one of those, it's like, well, shit, we have it, we got to use it.
But yeah, it's use it or destroy it. So yeah.
Apologies for missing as much as I did there.
You're fine.
Like I sent you guys on the Facebook chat there, legit, I've been kicked no fewer than half a dozen times tonight.
Yes. Spectrum is kind of an ass in that way, so we get it entirely.
I'm hoping that restarting the computer will save these issues, because I did have to restart my internet, and I didn't restart the computer when I did that. So hopefully that clears up some cache issues.
Mm,
That'd be nice. Yeah.
that would definitely help. But yeah, all of that whole mess of bullshit, I'm like, look, that's a definite hard pass for me. And now things in that regard are getting even worse. And also to circle back to what was said earlier, if there were some extra different willing participants, there would be less of a funk.
Oh yeah, no. Swinging back around to the original topic, yeah, no, we would definitely. We would enjoy the castle for sure.
Oh yeah. Now, granted,
Oh,
things.
if we I'm not I can't say for Harry and his significant other, but I know certain people's significant others would probably enjoy that very much as well.
I
Yeah,
think I think the rental for private time would be doable. I don't do the multiple play partner thing.
well, I mean,
That
I
wasn't what
mean,
I was going for. I just meant like the general like vibe of the place, right?
but yeah,
Because the
with
place
you two.
definitely has definitely has a vibe to it for sure.
Based on what I saw, I am intrigued.
See, I was just about to say, yes, that would definitely be applicable.
Going back to the concealed carry thing before my internet shat out on me that you guys were discussing there. Yeah, I think the problem is, and like you were talking about, you have yours, but you don't always carry because you know that the mistakes can happen.
Hmm.
You could be an asshole and pulling gas in a grocery store in Texas for no fucking reason whatsoever.
I was actually about to do that, but remember, it wasn't entirely for no fucking reason. It was over a parking spot. A
Yeah,
parking spot.
you know, I am fortunate enough to live in Florida where the stand your ground laws are very I'm going to say liberally interpreted. I don't know if that is the right wording to use, but
Liberally interpreted based upon certain convenient factors in each situation.
A parking spot would not be one of those. What the fuck?
Yeah, that time it didn't help.
yeah, no, they're just some of that truly does baffle the mind as to, what the hell were you thinking?
Well, with something like that, you have these people who are too dumb to give a fuck, or who could give a fuck but don't want to anyways.
Yeah.
It's
I,
the inconvenience of it all too. It's people are so goddamn entitled about everything these days.
the problem is society has conditioned us now to a point where you're exactly right. Everybody is fucking impatient as hell and entitled as hell. Like I don't know where it come. I honestly can't. I don't know where the hell it's come from, but
And
it seems everybody has just magically gotten a fucking chip on their shoulders of I want this done. I want it done right the fuck now, and I want it done because it's entitled to me.
well,
It's
it's
never any specific reason as to why you're entitled to something. It's just that's my right. I'm entitled to it. When
well,
it could be further from the truth.
there's a little bit of irony about that because all of your older people for the longest time were complaining about that with our generation in particular, millennials, because we supposedly feel so entitled and we're spoiled and participation trophies and all this and that and feelings and yada yada yada. Yet that spread to everybody else when we're quick to tell them, hey, you're up shit creek, you're up shit creek, you're up shit creek, we're up shit creek. What are you going
Everybody's
to
up
do
shit
about it?
creek. Yeah, like
What are you going to do about it? And odds are it was part of your fault to begin with because y'all could have stopped it.
You just turned it over there for a second.
Hmm.
You get shit.
yeah, it really did kind of sound. You were kind of channeling Oprah vibes for a moment there. You're up shit creek. He's up shit creek. They're up shit creek. You get up shit creek.
Everybody's up shit creek. And yeah, I wonder how many people still have those cars from that episode.
I'm willing to bet most of them couldn't pay the taxes on those fucking cars and didn't actually get them.
No. Here's the kicker on that, right? Here's the kicker on that. Oprah taped in Chicago, right? Was it Chicago? Wasn't it Chicago?
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah. No California tax. You were
Yeah,
paying
but
Chicago gift tax, which I'm pretty sure is probably a hell of a lot cheaper than fucking California would ever want to be.
Is
well,
California like 40% or whatever?
California is up to it's when you combine California and federal income tax,
Well, I
because
was
you can't be double in most cases, and
well,
viewer can correct me if I'm wrong here, but in most cases you can't be double state taxed on winnings.
no, because how it would go, and it's good that you mentioned because this also came up. How they treat it in California is your winnings when all of that would be considered normal income. So you would pay that California state tax, but if you're not a California resident, you would get a rebate on your home state tax for any taxes you had to pay in California. So it's
So how does that
basically
work in a state that doesn't have income tax, like Florida?
you wouldn't get that rebate basically. So you would still have to pay that particular applicable state tax because it's similar to the jock tax. If you play certain games in certain states, all the games you played in those states are taxed in those particular states.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like I know you can't get double taxed. So
Right. So you only pay in for that particular state where you made your money. If you happen to be in another state that also has state tax, but you show, hey, I paid this state tax here in California, the state of Illinois would be like, all right, we'll recognize that. We'll give you appropriate rebates and everything else. You are good to go on your bike.
yeah.
But if you're in like Washington or Texas or Florida or a few other states that have no state tax, well, you're shit out of luck.
Well, shit.
Which is why I wonder why you don't have a bigger push for more shows like Deal or No Deal did to tape here in Florida.
Yeah, I would love game shows to fucking come tape in Florida, man. I fucking go on all of them. Just you and me could fucking run the game show fucking circuit like the people do in California.
Oh, Jesus, you know it.
I give up at this point.
What? Me and Eric could fucking win some serious cash
No,
together.
not that.
The internet issues.
Oh, yeah, no, that shit sucks. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, we could make some real serious bank. Don't get us wrong. Oh, yeah. Well, I think at this point, I'm tempted to do a little bit of smoking. So I think that's going to wrap everything up for the premiere episode. Believe me, if you like the chill vibes, talk about whatever, as things get more intense in society, yes, as if we're not already living in an episode of Black Mirror, there's going to be more.
I realized my camera's not on, but I just rolled my eyes at that.
Well, did you not read what was it last year? The man who produced Black Mirror said, "Why the fuck do you want another season? Look around you."
I mean, he's not wrong.
See?
To gimmick infringe on Harry, it do be facts though.
See what I mean?
Right as I came back into the feed there, asshole. Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
Hey, somebody's got to be you since you're not here to be you because you're having internet problems.
Seriously.
I got to pull double disembodied voice duty.
He ain't lying. But luckily for you, you won't have to worry about your internet issues for much of this episode because we have reached its conclusion. For those of you who have stuck around, who happen to be watching us, we were live on Facebook, facebook.com/W2M Network, twitch.tv/W2MNet, twitter.com/W2M Network, and twitter.com/SquidSportsHead. Thank you. The episode's going to be up on YouTube in short order. The episode is also going to be available on your plethora of platforms if you so prefer to take this podcast orally. I made it to the point to where you won't have to unhinge your jaw. You're welcome. So, as one disembodied voice happened to have to bow out, does the other one happen to have anything else to say as we wrap things up?
Fuck your couch. You could go buy another one, you rich motherfucker. I got nothing. I don't need to do shameless plugs. I'm not that much of an ass.
Well,
If the people want to find me, the people know how to find me.
hell, at this point, if you want to find me on Snapchat, if you want to find my dark Twitter, since this is my show, and since I'll fucking do it, Super Viewer. That is the code. You find me all around the dark realms. Summon that name, you will find me in some form or fashion. Also, if you happen to be perusing Reddit, especially feeds like r/tall gone wild, could anybody out there sneak in a good word for someone like me? It would be vastly appreciated. Granted, I'm tempting fate, knowing
I didn't expect you to be a tall gone wild guy.
Really?
Yeah, no. That honestly, that's more of a me thing.
Dude, my 3 best experiences, in no particular order: 5'10", 6'1", 6'2".
Okay, I can definitely understand why then.
5'5", 5'3", 5'1". What are we talking about?
And again, the 5'10" one was also pregnant at least a couple of times.
The more power to you on that one. That's not something I could get into.
Look, biologically, there's a lot of advantages. I have still yet to chalk off that item of my bucket list of feeding a baby, but I have a feeling within the next year to 18 months, fingers crossed, law of averages at some point.
Hey,
I feel like
mathematician right there.
I feel like that might be your go home phrase right there.
No, I mean that. Like I said, spoken like a true mathematician.
On that note, see you next week, everybody. Enjoy your weekend, and to quote and infringe on another gimmick, don't be a dick.